All right, good evening, everybody. Say welcome to the Area 51 Racing League, presented here on Green White Checkered TV. Looking forward to 75 laps here in the Cup Series at the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. So right now there are drivers heading on track right now to put their qualifying laps in. They can do 2 laps. Best lap will be their starting position. And then from there, say we'll see what they can do come race time. I say I think there's about 30 drivers here tonight. And then from there, I say just for the quick rundown of the standings at the moment, the man they're going to be chasing so far is going to be Larry Yingling. He's won the last 2 races at Chicagoland and then before Chicago at Michigan. But he's definitely going to have his hands full of some of the competition tonight. I say Ryan Kelly's had 2 top 5s in the 2 races so far. Jack Walls has had some really solid finishes, as well as Jack Bowerman. We mentioned Maxwell Caldwell. He had a really good run last week, just that 1 spot short, I believe it was. So there's a handful of drivers. Then as I was looking at the practice charts, and they were all kind of right in that same little window there. So definitely going to be a lot to play for here. Pit strategy will definitely be something to take into effect here. You can kind of run this track like a road course if you want to, because you can do a green flag pit stop and then not get lapped down. So we'll just kind of see what the strategy is for the drivers here tonight. I believe they do have a reduced fuel load, so they won't be able to run the full distance. We'll have to also same thing, kind of see what the fuel strategy is going to be. And so we'll let them finish up their qualifying here momentarily, and then we'll get the starting grid going. All right, looks like qualifying is just finished up here. Say it looks like Levi Cox is able to get the pole. So we'll pull him down, interview him in just a moment. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick heads up. What's a really neat thing that they're doing here is we have We have the Regal Pull Award. That's that the Regal. Sorry, the Regal the theaters are offering a pull award for $10 for the winner of the pull award, either towards iRacing credits or towards just $10 to the driver. So just some quick information about them. So Regal operates one of the largest and most geographically diverse theater circuits in the United States, consisting of 7,211 screens in 549 theaters in 42 states, along with America, Samoa, the District of Columbia, Guam, and Saipan. Regal believes that the size, reach, and quality of the company's theater circuit provides its patrons with a convenient and enjoyable movie-going experience. Regal is committed to being the best place to watch a movie, bar none. So again, I want to thank them for putting on this award for the drivers here. Let's see if we can pull up that pole sitter driver here of Levi Cox as the field's getting gridded here. So Levi, I say pull you up here before you guys start going to green here. Say able to get that Regal Pole Award here tonight at Pocono. Say take us through your qualifying lap there.
Well, I was pretty nervous because I just had to reset the router. But then after that, screwed up the tunnel turn on the first lap, and I seen the tracker just climbing on the tunnel turn on the second lap, so felt like it was gonna be pretty good. And I heard Larry and Maxwell say they kind of screwed up their qualifying lap, so I figured I had a good shot once I heard that.
I'll say definitely put a good lap in there. Say and because of that now you'll be $10 richer either towards iRacing or towards or just to your bank account itself. Let's say courtesy of Regal put on that pole award. So just like I said, I figured I'd get a quick interview with you and any strategy starting from the pole here tonight.
Yeah, I broke even with winning $10 there because I had to buy this track, and plan is to lead every lap and win the race. We'll see how that goes.
10 for us. That's your pole sitter Levi Cox. And we'll be back up here with your teammates and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you. You guys have fun up there.
All right, so there's your pole sitter Levi Cox. And so we'll go through the grid here. So again, on the front row, joining him is Chad Wilkes in the 121. So we mentioned him as being definitely one that can challenge for this win here. Second row, we've got the 67 of Larry Yingling and the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. So those are actually teammates of Levi Cox that he had mentioned there earlier. In the third row, you have the 03 of Kevin Hash, and then the 83 of Jack Walls. In the fourth row, you have the 64 of John Mullins and the 13 of Ryan Kelly. And then rounding out the top 10 here, we have Brandon Clark in ninth and Dustin Durr in the 232. So let's move up front here to our leaders. As we finish going around through the grid here, I'll say keep an eye on where your drivers are starting. Looks like from 21st on back, these drivers did not take a qualifying time. So they're going to kind of just line up for wherever the iRacing grids them. So we have 35 drivers, it looks like, entered into tonight's race. Does interesting note, it looks like Gabe Butler may have missed the start, so he's going to probably have to start from the pit. So that's going to be, I say he shouldn't lose a lap, so that'll be very beneficial, but he's going to definitely have his work cut out for him here. So as we finish up here, the pace car is just about to hop off here. And then it's going to put it into the hands of Levi Cox. Again, thank you for joining us here at Green White Checker TV. So we got 75 laps here at, actually it looks like 100 laps here at Pocono. Say green flag is out, and so 14 of the 121 hit the start finish line here, entering turn one. So you can see a couple strategies. Yeah, one of those drivers kind of moving off towards the back of the pack just to play it safe here. Entering turn one though, so you got Levi Cox going to take the lead as they go through. Turns 1 and 2, 67 is going to try to see if he can get underneath that 121 as well. As I said, with these cup cars, you can see right there, 121 is going to protect that inside because it's one of those, these are one of those momentum tracks. If you get that momentum on exit, then that's really that's the best way to make passes happen here. So that's going to be the goal for these guys tonight, is to kind of just hit their marks, get that strong exit. As I say, that caution has flown. So we're going to scroll back. Looks like unfortunately the 071 of Eric Laurie may be involved here. Yeah, you can see him facing the wrong way there. Definitely got a little bit of left front damage on the car. So let's go ahead and go back and take a look, see what happened here. Yeah, you can see already he's getting loose off the tunnel. Yeah, looks like he probably just got a little bit out of the groove there and just couldn't get it to kind of come back down. And so that's gonna then from there just just kind of snaps around him. You can see right there the 9 behind him as well of Cody Cox. He also had kind of in that same position there. And then from there, just looks like catches the wall a little bit. And then from there, just he's kind of along for the ride. I say, but you can see he's able to get it down. Say, actually really hits the inside wall. So actually a much bigger hit than I thought it was. I thought he just was able to loop it around. So that's more than likely going to require a fast repair for that 071. And say here at Area 51 Racing League, they do have the two fast repairs that they can use. You see the 12 there had his hands full as well, trying to get around that incident. So say I'll have to keep an eye on. It looks like everybody else was able to get through there. Yeah, it looks like 12 was able to get by as well. No harm, no foul there for Robert Richards. Just probably definitely caught his attention there. However, it definitely did benefit there under that caution. Definitely helped out that one of Gabe Butler, who we mentioned started from the pits, and then also the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. Looks like he may have started from the pits as well. And it looks like the 071 may have had to take a tow. I'm not sure if he's we'll have to keep an eye and see if he gets back on track here. I'll say, but back up front though, still got the 14 car leading here, is able to kind of keep it front like he was planning to. Although it looks like there might be some pit strategy starting already, and they're throwing fakes already on lap 2. So it's definitely something we'll have to keep an eye on though as the race progresses. There are definitely some pit takers though. Looks like the 85 of Brendan Clark, the 232 of Justin Durr. Let's see, Michael Goodman, Art Peck, Dale Willoughby. So yeah, it looks like maybe just about a little less than half the field looks like they went ahead and hopped in here. Maybe get a little bit more fuel in the car, get some tires, and just kind of change that strategy just that little bit. Because as big as this track is, it's definitely something you can take advantage of here. So I'll say cautions here are fairly long. So say I'm gonna take a break here. I'll say we'll let things run though, as we'll keep an eye on the drivers as things run under caution here, and I'll be back though once we get to the one to go. All right, cars are coming around here. We're gonna come through turns 3. I'll say there's the, and then approach the what turn 4 as you'll see on the wall here. So I think we'll catch it in the camera view here as long as it doesn't switch on us. There it is. What turn 4? So as the pace car is about to jump off here, so it's going to put it back into the hands of the 14 of Levi Cox. Outside of him is the 121 of Chad Wilkes. So pretty much the top 5 or so have all stayed the same. Green flag is out. 14's got a pretty good start again here. Say although the 121's got a bit of a run on him. Say it's still early, obviously, but say definitely want to have that momentum entering the turns if at all possible. So right there, though, yes, you see right there that 14 Levi Cox gets a really good entry there. Looks like it might be washing up a little bit as that's really opened the door. You can see right there Larry Yingling able to get right to his back bumper. I say now is this going to be where if Larry's going to try to stay in the draft or maybe even try to make a move there. But again, with those being teammates right now in the top 3 positions, actually, say their probably goals here is to just try to work together and try to see maybe they can stretch their gap out from the rest of the field. So I'll definitely have to keep an eye on that as things progress, see what the strategy is. But as I said, the 67, he's won the last 2 races so far this season, so he's gonna for sure be one to beat though. So let's say the 14 car is gonna have everything he's got, basically take everything he's got to try to make that happen. So as I said, you can see right there, he's trying to break that draft on the front stretch there, but 67 still gets a little bit of run. And yeah, he's gonna take a look here entering turns 1 and 2, or turn 1 I should say. It looks like the 67 is gonna clear him. He is. And so that's going to put Larry Yingling now in the lead here in the 67 car. And again, you see same thing. He's now protecting the bottom because I think the 14 Levi Cox got a good run there. He's going to stick right to his outside bumper. And again, we talked about the toe. As I said, he's going to try a little crossover there. Can't quite make it happen. He's going to duck back in here. And say then right behind him, let's say look like that 94 and the 121 had a pretty good battle going there for the 3rd position. Actually bring the 83 as well as Jack Walls into that mix. So right now you got about the top 8 or so are all just right there nose to tail. So again, you see those leaders ducking out trying to just, looks like really protect that bottom there. This is for being on lap 6 right now, say they're already being really aggressive here. So we'll see now with Larry having that really shallow entry there if he's going to be all right, but it looks like he's able to get through there. I think the 14 washed up a little more than he was hoping for there. So you can see right now that just the gaps between those guys as they go through the backstretch here, entering the tunnel turn. So you see which, I think it was the 84, I want to say. Sorry, the 64 of John Mullins able to grab a spot there. It's going to put him up, I believe, into the 6th position. So you can see right there, the 14. You can see actually right there off of turn 3 that 67 is able to get a really good just jump off the exit there. But again, you're going to see that toe. It's going to come into play here. Again, 67 is going to block the bottom. So that 14 car, though, he's got the help up top here. So we'll see if he's able to kind of get to his door and see if he can kind of either get that arc or get the exit he needs on that right here through turn 1. So if he can keep the 67 pinned down, he has a really good chance of being able to make it happen here through this backstretch. But right now it's too hard to tell where it's going to be. As I'm thinking about going 3 wide through the tunnel, this is not the best of ideas. Someone's going to have to give. So it looks like Larry thought better of it there. So he's going to try to crossover though on Maxwell Caldwell there. As after all that, Levi Cox is able to take the lead again. But say they may be teammates, but they're definitely going to put a battle on right now. So they're putting on a good show here for that lead spot. So you're coming off turn 3 now, you got the 67 and then the 94 side by side. So let's let the 14 really sneak away right now. Looks like the 94 is going to clear him. So let's put Maxwell Caldwell up to the 2nd position. So I'm also watching the battle for 4th here with Chad Wilkes and Jack Walls right now. So Jack's trying to get to the Eastern Sea. He's starting to wash a little bit. He had to get out of it there. That's going to really give the 121 some exit speed. And then Jack's going to be under attack now from behind as well by the 64 of John Mullins here. So this is where it's tricky. So you can see right there, Jack gave up the spot there, got out of it a little early, try to get that arc right back in. So you see back up front, though, looks like Levi got a little bit tight in the tunnel turn. That's opened the door now for Maxwell Caldwell to get the lead. So he's got Larry Yingling right on his back bumper here, trying to push him through. Looks like he should, the 94, yep, he's cleared him on the exit here. So that's going to put him back up into the lead. So pretty much all 3 of these guys have gotten the lead to lead a lap so far this race. And again, here he goes. Maxwell's going to protect that bottom side, try to make Levi go the high side. But yeah, right now these guys are really dicing it out here for the front. Same. Chad Wilkes decided, he's like, yeah, I'm going to join this party too, guys. So you can see the 121. He's going to try to hop in this group here as well. So see if he can play spoiler in this one a little bit as well. You can say the 64 John Mullins, he was able to get by Jack Walls, and so he's starting to catch this group as well. So yeah, these guys are pretty much right now. It's really just minimizing the mistakes you can, because it seems like you just slip up that little bit, and that's just enough to make these guys all be able to kind of just jump right by you. So I see the 13 there, Ryan Kelly. He's going to try to get around Jack Walls as well. Looks like he's going to clear him. Saying, can't see if that was the 0-3. No, it was actually the car number was that 0-8. Was it John Stathakos? So that's moving him up now as well. He followed Ryan Kelly on through there. That moves him now up into the 7th position. He started 12th, so he's got a really good charge. I'm saying it's hard to kind of not keep moving up front because these guys keep jumping around. Again, you see right now the 14's going. Trying to see if we can make something happen there. But the top 5 have kind of split away, not by much, obviously. I don't think it'll be too long before you see Ryan Kelly join this group again. But every time off the turn, someone's dropping low and either trying to block or maybe just let someone go and then make the charge again off the exit there. But one driver that has made a pretty good charge, actually 2 drivers have made a really good charge, is Matt Quick in the 38. He's now in the 11th position. Looks like he's working on another one, trying to get Bud Steele here for the top 10. He started 22nd. He's already up to the 11th position. And actually right behind him, I was saying actually battling now for a position as well, is Charles Johnson. So he started 29th and he's up to the 12th, working on 11th. So he washes up a little bit there in turn 1. Going to try to gather it back. So he lost, yeah, you can see he lost the momentum there. And so he's going to lose a couple spots there with the 10 of Corey Lane and then the 76 of Jim Brooks. But even still, I mean, starting 29th to be up into the top 15 already, just barely over 10 laps into this race, that's a really good run for him. So he'll just have to regroup and kind of keep moving forward again on that front. Say, back up front, though, that 94, he's still got his hands full. As I say that, here comes Levi Cox again. He's going to try to take the lead here through turn 3, and that's really stacking him up behind. You can see the 67. He's going to see if maybe he can try to force a 3 wide, it looks like, but it looks like right now he's going to just stay on that back bumper of the 14, just push him down the front stretch here. That's going to give the advantage to Levi here entering turn 1. And like I said, I mentioned Chad Wilkes. He's trying to find where he needs to go with these guys. Because right now, when they're running 2x2 like that, he just doesn't have a lot of options at this point. So these guys are really putting on a really good show up front. So at some point, if they start spreading out, it'll go through the field a little bit more. But right now, this is a really good battle for the lead. They keep dicing back and forth. See Levi just squeeze right in. There's barely any room between himself and Larry and Maxwell there for that second position for him to squeeze in that top side to keep that momentum going. So again, like I said, these guys just one little slip up and someone's going to try to jump and take advantage here. So you can see again, you've got Chad Wilkes right there. John Mullins has made a good charge as well. He's right back onto the bumper of these guys. And then as well, right behind him is John Stathakos in the 6th position. Say Ryan Kelly's still not too far behind, but those guys have definitely kind of crept up a little bit. I'm saying the more these leaders battle at this point, I say again, I think tires are still fresh enough where they're going to drive pretty well. We'll just see if in the longer run how tires affect things. If they're going to maybe start burning up the right front, possibly. That's usually what I see at Pocono is the right front is kind of where the wear happens. But right now, though, these guys are definitely dicing it up. Let's say we'll hop on board here with the 121 of Chad Wilkes. Let's say he's got a good view of these guys going at it. So I'll hop on here to kind of see what he sees with these guys. So you see right there, you got Larry Yingling looking to the inside. That's going to be for the lead with Maxwell Caldwell, but again, he does not have the help. Actually, it looks like, yeah, the 14 Levi Cox and as well as Chad, they're going to stay the top side here. They're all shoving each other down the front stretch here, and that's kind of putting Larry not where he wants to be, and it's saying there's enough of a push for the 14 of Levi. He's able to try to jump now and take the lead as well from Maxwell entering turn 1. However, it looks like Maxwell is getting a really good exit here. You can see right there is a good exit as well for that 67 car. He's going to try, good exit for the 121. He's going to try to get underneath the 67 car entering the tunnel turn. I want to see if this is where Larry, if he's going to give a little bit or if he's going to try to run it through 2x2. You can definitely do it 2 wide. Just you have to be really careful not to overshoot the turn. And both drivers did a really good job there. Chad's still able to kind of hold that advantage, so he got the preferred line entering 3. As long as he can clear him on exit, he should be in good shape. But Larry's got a bit of a run. He may not quite clear him. He can't do it. So you can see now Larry's got that really big run down the front stretch here, and then he's also got the help behind him with that 08 of John, or sorry, no, the 68 of John Mullins. And that's just the way these Cup cars are. They have so much drag, and with the reduced horsepower, there's just only so much you can do with these guys right now. And I say up front, it's starting to settle down a little bit at the moment with Maxwell and Levi. Right now, as you can see, the battle right now is for third still with Chad and Larry. So we'll see if they're able to do anything. Looks like Larry gets a really good tunnel turn there. He's able to get the power down as well. He's going to hold on to that third position. And so now it's going to be Chad's going to have to protect from John, actually both Johns there in the 5th and 6th positions. So then again, I mean, we talked about the momentum. That's exactly what's happening here. You just lose that little bit of momentum. That's where these guys will try to capitalize. But right now they've kind of spread out. You can see right here they all got a little bit of a stagger on each other here. Looks like the next closest battle there was with, I think it was Bud Steele and Corey Lane, I want to say. It looks like Corey was right on the back bumper of Bud Steele there. I'm going to say they've kind of spread out just a little bit as well. So I'll try to keep an eye on the intervals here up front. But I'll say while we're doing that, let's see if we can do a quick run through as things run right now. We're on lap 17 of 100, so we've still got 84 to go. Plenty of time. Say definitely be plenty of pit stops as well. Should we be able to keep it green here? Well, as I say that, another battle for the lead. Levi Cox is going to again try to get by Maxwell Caldwell. He's got the 67 Larry Yingling pretty much shoving him there into turn 3, try to get the momentum. And we'll see if Chad Wilkes is able to take advantage of this. With these guys running side by side here, and you can see already the 14 protecting that bottom. It looks like Chad's just going to stick with these guys for the moment. I wasn't sure if he might. There he goes. I was thinking he might try to make it 3 wide there, and indeed he did. So right now we got 3 wide right here, entering turn 1 for the 2nd position. Everybody's holding their lines really well here. So you got now it's 3 wide for the lead coming out of the turn 1 here. These guys are say right. I'm trying to see. I can't tell who has the advantage. Let's go. Here we go. Right now it's pretty much a dead heat between. Again, someone's gonna have to give. The question is who. Right now it looks like Levi's gonna be the one to give. Chad gets out of it a little bit. Looks like he got a little shot there from the 94 as he was backing down, trying to get down the speed for the turn. And so that's going to put Larry Yingling back in the lead, and now he's got his hands full on the outside with Levi Cox. But then again, Chad Wilkes is trying to make this inside happen here. Now it's just going to be dependent on where the draft goes. If they're going to stay with the 94, follow the 121. And right now, it looks like it's a bit of a mixed bag. As I say that, Maxwell's going to now drop to the bottom, make it 3 wide. So again, we're going to try to make it 3 wide here as we enter turns 1. Oh, 121 is pushed a little bit up, able to gather it back and drop down. Looks like he's going to try a crossover here on Maxwell, coming through one onto the short chute. So it was actually a really nice crossover there. Again, he's got the help from the 14 now as they go through. Oh, as I said, no, he does not have the help. The 14 is going to try to make it 3 wide. So now we're going through it. Oh, through turn 94 got a bit of a shot, kept it off the wall. Say as long as they don't have that accordion effect, he should be all right, and it looks like they've done that. However, that's cost him a bunch of track position, so he's gonna have to fight to get himself back up there. But right now, these guys they're fighting hard right now for every spot. So with all that said and done, though, I'll say that's definitely hurt Maxwell. And I say up front, though, Larry's now been able to kind of sneak away, so you can see that gap that he's built over Chad Wilkes now in the 2nd position, and so that's kind of what Larry wanted to see. Yeah, so right now you got Larry and Chad. They've kind of snuck away here. So now it's going to be John Mullins in the 64. He's kind of got now the pack behind him. As I say, Levi Cox is going to try to take a look entering turn in the tunnel turn. Right now, still side by side. Just depends on where the momentum's going to go and where the draft is. Right now, it looks like it's going to be to the 64 advantage. I say, and the 08 went with him as well. As I say that again, really close there through turn 3. So I got the wrong car number there. It was 08. They're able to kind of clear things out again. So that's going to move now John Mullins into the 3rd position. Levi Cox to fourth, and then saying we talked about Ryan Kelly. Looks like he's starting to try to make a charge as well. He's going to look on the inside here of Jack Wall, see if he can try to get into the the top 6 right now. So he got a good run through there. Now it's just if he can get the momentum. And the problem is though, Jack's got the draft, so that's going to really hurt. That's going to hurt Ryan's chances. But it looks like he's still had enough of a run to stay to the inside here. So now it's just going to be who gets the better exit. Oh, as they say that, they make contact. Oh, that's going to be a wreck here. Looks like the 13 just unfortunately got into Jack Walls there. So trying to jump over to him. Say a couple of drivers were involved there. Let's go back and take a look. So unfortunately, you can see right there, just in, looks like Ryan Kelly just kind of washed up a little bit in the tunnel turn. That's the risk of going 2x2 here. You just don't have the normal room that you're used to. You can see right here starts sliding up that little bit, and then from there, just that's where the contact is, and that just kind of shoves him into the 83, and then from there, the 83 is just kind of along for the ride. So he bounces off the wall, and just from there, so we'll see who he catches. Looks like the 38 a little bit, and then who's that? Couldn't quite catch the number there. So you see the 10 of Corey Lane. I think that's the 03. Yeah, it was the 03 of Kevin Hash. So those 3 drivers, as well as Matt Quick, were involved. It looks like otherwise everybody was able to stay away from it. So that did bring the caution out. But say for as close quartered as everybody was there, they all did a really good job of not making that any worse than it could have been. So that's going to bring the field here to the pits. Say starting with the leader, obviously Larry Yingling, as they go through the tunnel turn again. So we'll say we'll keep an eye and see what the strategy is. At this point, I say I don't think there's going to be anything but 4 tires and fuel. So I'll have to keep an eye on that as well. So I'm going to try to. So I just noticed my intervals are acting up again. So say after the pit stops, I'm going to go ahead and get that fixed one more time here. So I'll say so I'm going to. So we'll just focus on these guys with their pit stops here, and then we'll see how they cycle out. So I'm going to step away for just a minute. I'll say you won't miss anything, so I'm going to leave the broadcast going here, and we'll go through the pit stops. And it looks like the 64 of John Mullins was able to get the lead here through the pit stop cycle. So really good job by him and his pit crew there. I say so while they all gather back up. I saying also one thing to mention is Eric Laurie did get the lucky dog there, so he's gonna be back again on the lead lap. So that's definitely a good good benefit for him. So I'm gonna step away real quick, get this get the ATVO working again, get the correct intervals for everybody. That way you can actually see where everybody is, and then I'll be right back with you here shortly. All right, lights are off on the pace car. Say they're heading through the tunnel, just about to head through the tunnel turn, I should say. So that's going to bring us back to green on lap 26. So it'll be 75 to go. We'll be just at a quarter way through this race here. I'm saying everybody pitted there. It looks like a couple of people topped off there on the one to go. Looks like it was Gabe Butler, Michael Spell, Cody Cox, and then Eric Laurie. So those guys will have just a little bit more fuel, which honestly, I mean, at a track this big, that can actually gain you a fair amount there. So we'll have to keep an eye and see if that helps or not. But yeah, say up front though, say you got a lead change here. John Mullins now up in front. He's going to see what he can make happen here. So he's done. Say he was with that big group there, but say he had a really good pit stop there, able to jump around all those guys. So say pace car is about to jump off here. It's going to leave it into the hands of that 64 and the 14 here. We'll see what these guys are able to do. Green flag is back out in the air. Say pretty even start between the two of them. I say right now it's really all about that push if you can. I say you can see right now everybody's kind of minding their manners. Nobody's jumping out crazy 3 wide or anything like that. Say Levi's going to try to get a pretty deep arc here entering turn 1. See if he can get that exit speed. As I said, Larry England gets a big slide there off of turn 1. He's able to gather back up, but that was definitely a handful there for him. Here's the jockeying for position. Say looking at 3 wide entering the tunnel turn there. Say look like Ryan Kelly's thinking about it. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Ryan Kelly actually. I'm sorry. Those cars look similar. That was actually the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. He went to the bottom there looking 3 wide. Looks like they got it 2x2 before they got to that point, but I say Maxwell's at a really good restart here. So it looks like he might be able to cycle all the way through. Started 6th. Looks like he might cycle through here to the 4th position, possibly. Just depends if he gets that help or not. Hasn't really got it yet, but say it's still. So just got back going, but say back up front to the 14 Levi Cox. He's gone ahead and he's got back now up in front into lead. Say those top 3 have kind of been able to sneak away here a little bit too. So if I'm them, I'm gonna try to stay in line here, work with each other, see if we can kind of keep it between us for the time being, because I say this is kind of the biggest lead we've seen for any of these drivers so far in this race. So especially for it to be right now on that restart there. So we'll kind of see what the strategy is with those guys. So move back here a little bit. Yeah, looks like they've kind of done the same thing here. They've kind of single filed out as well. So we'll see if that's the same thing. Maybe it's like, all right, these guys are working together. We're going to have to do the same thing here and chase these guys down. See, right now the 08 is kind of off on his own here. So he's got about a half a second between each other. Oh, so you can see in the background there a big crash at the front stretcher. I think it involved the 88 and Michael Spell there. So I couldn't quite tell who else was in that one. You can see, couldn't quite catch that car was there. Let's go back and take a look. Looks like let's see, is that the 39 car possibly? Yeah, it's the 39. Oh, it looks like the 39 kind of held it a little lower probably. That's Mitchell Wilkes, held it maybe a little lower than what the 88 was expecting there. So they make contact, going to spin the 88 around. And so it looks like the 10 may have just gotten around it there. So let's zoom out a little bit, try to get a better view here. Oh, Eric Laurie just gets by. Let's jump over to the 88 here. So it looks like actually not too bad. Say it looked a lot worse than it may have actually been there. So say good for the rest of the field there. So I think that's mostly going to be hurting the 88 and then the 38, I believe it was. No, sorry, not the 30. I'm sorry. 88 and 39. I was off a number. So yeah, so they're probably can get their damage repaired here. He'll definitely need to get Michael Spell is definitely going to need to get a fast repair there. He's missing that whole front nose of that car, unfortunately. Let's say so the drivers pitted pretty recently, so I don't think we'll see too much on the side of strategy here, but we'll definitely keep an eye on things. I'll say so. While say again with these being longer cautions here, I'll step away here and let things cycle through, and we'll take a look to. I'll keep an eye on the leaders and see who makes what pit decisions. All right, lights are off on the pace car. I'll say up front, Levi Cox will be the one bringing them to the green here. And it looks like the top 8 stayed out there, so that's going to be Levi Cox, Chad Wilkes, Michael Goodman, Bud Steele, Dustin Durr, Jack Walls, Robert Richards, and Art Peck. The first one that out of the pits there was Charles Johnson. Looks like he went with a 2 tires strategy there, which I said it's a short enough front. I think it's actually pretty good strategy to see how the 2 tires feels possibly for a later stop towards the end of the race. So let's keep an eye and see how that strategy works. And then we had a few guys top off at the very end. Looks like Michael Spell, James Ledford, Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie, John Mullins, and Dwight Plesh. So looks like the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes is 1 lap down. So he was involved in that incident, so he's going to have to try to see if he can get one of those laps back here if should a caution come out. Or sorry, get the 1 lap back should a caution come out. Right now he's the only driver 1 lap down in the 33rd position. So as I say, that pace car is just about to, or pace car did drop off, just about to go green. Saying they're back going again. Looks like the 14 got a really good start there. Unfortunately, that 273 of Michael Goodman didn't quite get the start he wanted to. But that's going to open the door for Bud Steele. He's going to drop to the bottom, as is Chad Wilkes. So right now, everybody's trying to fight for that bottom side here, entering turn 1. So they kind of opening the door for Jack Wall, see if he can make something happen up top there. So he's able to get by 1. Now he's going to try to see if he can keep going. Oh, as I say, that looks like there's another caution here. Looks like the 38 may be involved. Oh, there's a lot of cars involved here. So you see the 11 there's missing a there's the front end. So he's got some damage. That's Ken Worley. I was thinking the 007 is in there as well. So I think I saw the 64, 071. Let's go take a look. That was definitely involving a bunch of drivers here. So let's go back and see what exactly happened there, because that took out a bunch. Well, it looks like it's going to start, unfortunately, around the 12 and the 28. See if we can take a look and say they're just really close pack racing right now. I'm saying it's a bit of a combo of old tires versus new as well. And then a little bit of net code to boot there, unfortunately. So I say when you get them in front of the field like that, you see Maxwell there, nowhere to go, gets into the 12 car. So it looks like, and then from there, yeah, there's more drivers. That's where 11 gets hooked. He's coming up and around, right across the nose. I think that's the 0. No, oh, it hits the 0, it hits the 7. So you can see a bunch of drivers that are trying to get to a stop there. So yeah, I see more of them sliding there. The 1 of Gabe Butler was in there as well, though, 71. Yeah, so I thought I saw the 50 unfortunately involved as well. Tried to get it slowed down, but unfortunately at that point, just nothing he could do. You can see just that contact just pushes them all straight down across is kind of where he was needing to go. And so say that's going to be some damage for him as well as that 94 we mentioned already of Maxwell Caldwell. So yeah, unfortunately, just that mixed bag of tires there just really hurt a bunch of drivers here. So we'll take a look, see if we can find. So it might be one where you can see it pretty well. I'm trying to see if anybody was able to kind of sneak through this a little better. Let's see who's right behind the 007. Let's actually go to the 10 car of Corey Lane, see what he was able to see in his. So we'll go real time here. So you see the contact and you see everybody's just trying to check up, figure out where to go. There's the 11 comes across. Oh my goodness. You can see Corey Lane, he just come to a stop. That's the safest way to do it. He's able to sneak through there. So that's definitely, if you can, say just unfortunately, sometimes there's nowhere you can go at that point. So he was able to get through there unscathed though. So that's some good luck for him. I'm saying so again, kind of got a handful of drivers pitting, not pitting here, just depends on the damage, of course. So I think we're going to see a handful of faster pairs. I see the 11 just came back out right now. I think, unfortunately, the 7 of Dale Willoughby, I think he may have officially retired. You can see the 39, we mentioned Mitchell Wilkes being lapped down. That works perfectly for him. That's going to put him back onto the lead lap here, which is going to now leave us 32 cars on the lead lap, which is how many cars we have still in the race. So that's going to put him back into contention here. Again, we're still pretty early on here. I mean, we're lap 35 of 100, so there's still 66 to go. Probably restart the round 63, 64 to go, somewhere in that range. Um, so we'll have to kind of wait and see how that all pans out. But so yeah, it's going to get him back on the lead lap here. And up front, though, it looks like not too much has changed. Obviously with the leaders, because that was a pretty quick yellow there. So just now the question is going to be on the tire strategy for those that just pitted, if they were able to kind of get around that incident. Say there's going to be a handful, of course, that had to get one of those fast repairs. We mentioned Ken Worley for sure had to get one. It's possible some of those guys who are up front as well. Maxwell Caldwell actually looks like he's in the pits now in the 94. We'll take a look here. Might be just trying to get it repaired instead of doing the fast repair. We'll kind of wait and see as the pace car is coming across start finish line now. He's going to have to get going here, make sure he doesn't get lapped. There he goes. So it looks like he's going to try to get that damage repaired and not use up that fast repair yet at this point during the race. So there's a lot of different strategies you can take in that front. So that's what he's going to go after here. We'll see how his car reacts to it. Let's say I believe we haven't got the one to go yet, so he also can get around here. Get some more of that damage repaired and then hop back out here again, because you can see he has a little bit of the left, I think it's the left rear damage. Yeah, you can see right there a little bit of a crumple on the back of that car. So you can see it a little better here. Actually, it even looks like a little bit of left. Yeah, he's got a fair bit of damage on the nose as well. To me, that might be worth doing a fast repair, but again, I mean, we're not very far into this race. As long as, and the way these things draft, if he can just hang on to the draft, maybe save that for a later pit stop too. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of strategy involved in this. As say, you can see he's hustling around there, going to try to get some more damage repaired. Wait for that pace car to probably do what he did last time, and then jump after it again. So you saw the one right here is exiting the pits. He just came out as well as 64 and 39 after getting that free pass. So I'll say, well, let's say lights are still in the pace car, so I'll step away again for just a moment, and then once we get the one to go here, we'll catch back up and we'll see how this next restart goes. All right, say pace car is in the tunnel turn here. Say up front, it's gonna be the 14 Levi Cox and the 120 of Chad Wilkes. Say right now the furthest up of those that pitted that last caution is the 67 Larry Yingling in the 6th position. And then from there, I say pretty much actually everybody else from there. So the only one that's still up there. Actually, sorry, let me rephrase that here. The top 5 did not pit under that second yellow here, and then yeah. So pretty much top 5 has slightly older tires than 6th. 7th is also on slightly older tires, and then from pretty much 9th on back are on the fresher tires here. So we'll take a look, see how they go on this restart here. It's going to put it again into the hands of the 14 and 121. I'll say Jack Wall's getting a really good restart there. He's all over that back bumper, the 121. See if he can give him kind of a shot here. Push him a little bit further forward here on the entering turn one here. See if he can make some momentum happen. Say still not quite enough. I was saying that's gonna kind of open the door there for Bud Steele. See if he can try to get that out inside going there. But I think the 121 should hopefully have the momentum here on the top side. As I say that, you see just clears himself of that 6 car. He's going to try to get to the bottom, make sure he's protected there. I'll say, but then from there on back there, everybody's starting to kind of jump around a little bit. Jack Wall's at a little bit of a moment there. Looks like 67 is able to get underneath him. This is where you have to be really careful, though. Again, I say slightly different tire strategies. Probably not driving too much differently, but I say there's just probably a little bit more grip right now in some of these drivers with the new tires. And then just again, everybody's so stacked up right now. It's just this is kind of the easiest spot right now to make these little mistakes. So this is where they got to be real careful. So up front, they're dicing around again, jumping 3 wide, trying to figure out where they need to be to kind of protect themselves. Say Bud Steele's joined the party now as well with these guys here. So I'll hop on board and see what he's able to kind of see with them as well here. But say right now though, just looks like the top 3 have kind of steadied out here, so we'll take a look behind him and say there's that 67 Larry Yingling. Let's say, but as you look back there, it's just, yeah, right now it's just there's really not much room for error at this point, I guess is the best way you can put it. But I'll say up front though, that 14 car of Levi Cox, he's been able to sneak away just a little bit, maybe about a quarter of a second. I'll say Bud actually missed the turn there in 3 a little bit. That's going to open the door for Larry. He's going to see if he can jump through here. So he got the position, now it's just getting that momentum. You see he's trying to snag that draft off the 121. Gets him clear, jumps right in front, and then he's going to try to get that arc entering turn 1. And then also right behind him is the 83 of Jack Walls. He's in the 5th position. Going to try to see if he can get underneath that 6 car coming out of turn 1 here. So the same thing, he's got a little bit of momentum, just not quite enough there. It looks like he had to kind of keep it pinned to the bottom there, not what he needed. And then right behind them as well, you've got the 28 of Charles Johnson trying to see if he can work over some of these guys. So he's right behind Michael Goodman right now. Again, he's on slightly fresher tires, so he should have a little more grip, but it's just finding that track position, position your car where you really need it to be to make these passes. And so if he can get that power down when he needs to, that's going to be the best way for him to make this happen. So these guys are actually a little bit spread out, so we're going to see if I can run through the field as we go here. So we'll start up front here at the leaders. As I say that, we're working on changing. So right now in lead is Levi Cox in the 14 car. Started on the pole, 2nd place. Well, was 2nd place, now is 3rd place. 2nd place is Larry Yingling. Started 3rd, now in 2nd in the 67. And instead, the 121 still working on him. He started in the 2nd position. Chad Wilkes. 2nd, 3rd, somewhere in that range. Now 3rd behind Larry Yingling. And 4th is Bud Steele in the 6th. Started 11th. Get over there we go. Started 11th, currently running 4th. In 5th is Jack Walls, who started in the 6th position here. And then in 6th is Michael Goodman in that 273. And actually, nope, looks like Charles Johnson was able to get around him. So I actually put Charles Johnson out in the 6th position. He started in the 29th position. So he's now up into the top 6. Now it's going to be the 273 of Michael Goodman. Started 17th, and then 8th is Ryan Kelly, exactly where he started in the 8th position. In 9th is the 03 of Kevin Hash. So he started in the 5th position, and rounding out the top 10 is Jim Brooks in the 76 car. So he started in the 16th spot, running 10th right now, and then right behind him you've got the 85 of Brandon Clark. And behind Brandon Clark, you have the 08 of John Stathakos. And let's see, in the 13th position is the 232. So I don't have to get the pronunciation of the last name. I'm going to say, I believe it's going to be, it's either Dustin Dur, I think it's Dustin Dur, or something along those lines. I'll have to ask him at some point, get some clarification on the last name pronunciation. And then in 14th is Michael Spell in the 88 car right behind him. So you see him right there in that black, green, and gray car. And then behind Michael Spell is the, I can't tell what that car number is. I think that's 68 of Mark Brown in the 15th position. So let me actually jump where you can see the car there. And then behind him is the 44 of Dwight Plush, who started in the 32nd position. So he's made his way through. So he's about halfway through the starting grid here. In 17th is 35 of Art Peck. And then right behind him, trying to make the move right now is that 9 of Cody Cox. I say they're fighting for the 17th position right now. And then right behind them is the 12 of Robert Richards. Nope, the 12 of Robert. There we go. 12 of Robert Richards. And then right behind him is the 50 of David Leclerc. So he was involved in that earlier incident. Looks like he's back up and running, however. And then right behind him is the 007 of David Adamson. 22nd, we've got the 10 of Corey Lane. And right behind Corey Lane, we have the 071 of Eric Laurie. So a little bit of rear damage on that car. Same thing, probably saving that fast repair for a little later on in this race. 24th, you have the 11 of Ken Worley. He had to use one of those fast repairs. He was missing that whole front end of that car, unfortunately, after that incident. Behind him is James Ledford in the 48. And then behind James Ledford is the 45 of Paul Patterson. Started in the 34th position. And say behind him is Maxwell Caldwell. He talked about that, the decision trying to save that fast repair for later. Just doesn't look like he has the speed he needs right now, so he's going to have to kind of plan this out accordingly. So also a little damage to the car behind him in the 28th position, Gabe Butler. So it looks like he had a little bit of nose damage there as well, so it's something you have to keep an eye on. You can see right there that 94 just does not have the top end speed as the one goes by. And then right behind them is the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes. Also had to get one of those fast repairs earlier. And then rounding out the cars on the lead lap is John Mullins in the 64. And then Matt Quick in the 38. So those are your top 31 drivers who are still in the race. The 3 have retired as Timothy Wright, Dale Willoughby, and Raymond Rittenauer. But up front, while that was all going on, have a new leader. Larry Yingling has taken the lead, so he's still got his hands full of Levi Cox, but say again, Larry's got about 7 laps more fuel and tires than those around him. The closest one that's on the same strategy as him is the 28 of Charles Johnson, who's now up into the 5th position, able to get around that 83 of Jack Walls. However, looking at the lap times, though, actually the 67 and the 14 ran near identical laps, only 1/1000th of a second between the two of them. So I'm going to jump back here for this fight right here. You can see Jack Walls, Bud Steele, Charles Johnson. It's a pretty good fight here. This is going to be for the 4th position. So if Charles is able to make this happen, that'll put him up into the 4th spot. But as they fight, though, you can see they're bringing in more and more drivers. You see Ryan Kelly's joined the fight. Jim Brooks isn't too far away from joining in on this, as Ryan Kelly is able to get around the get around the 83 of Jack Walls. As I say, that Jack Walls is all over that back bumper. Right now, Bud Steele's holding tight right now and saying that's going to open the door here. Ryan Kelly's going to take it 3 wide as they enter turn 1 here. So we're going to see if anybody's going to blink or if they're going to kind of stick it out and see who kind of gets the run here. And Bud Steele sends it really deep there. Not sure he's going to be able to make it stick, though. It's like Ryan Kelly's going to have the advantage as they exit now, turn 1 3 wide. So now you've got they're 3 wide now for the 5th position. You see right here, they're all stuck together right now. So you've got the 6, the 28, the 83, the 76, the 95, I believe it was. Oh my goodness, this is kind of like how it was up front here early in the race. And so you got the 08 trying to join in this battle as well. The 85 was the driver that was also in that. That was Brandon Clark. As I said, that make contact. Looks like the 08's able to hang on to. I think he kept it off the wall as well. As I say that, the wreck behind him was unfortunately involving Charles Johnson there. I think the 76 was involved also. Yeah, it looks like a handful of cars were in that one. Definitely, 35. Yeah, there's going to be some fast repairs needed on this one, unfortunately, for these guys. So let's go back and take a look here. So it looked like everything was good, and then it wasn't. Oh, you can see it right there as well. Let's go over to the 76 car, get a little closer here. Oh, yeah, you can see right there. I think the 08 and the 76 made contact. I think just, again, that 3 wide, I don't think he was expecting. Oh, man, actually, it looks like a lot was happening right there. So I'm going to go to the 83, because that's kind of actually looks like the 83 and the 28 may have gotten together initially on this. So I try to find a better angle. So you can see right here, A little bit of contact right there. The 08's going to try to duck inside, and that's where the 76 was going as well. And that's where the 08 got the contact, where he was able to hang on to it, but you can see right now as he was kind of moving over, he slides up against the wall. Oh, you can see right now there the 76 actually kind of gets in the grass, and that's just probably going to lose all the grip on that car as he slides up, gets into, oh yeah, gets into the 28 of Charles Johnson there. Gets on the two wheels, and you can see the 03 and the 273. 03 was able to sneak through a 273, not so lucky. He catches the inside wall really hard. And then behind them, I say from there, it was kind of figure out who can figure out where you needed to go. I say, because then they're coming out of here with a full head steam. Here comes the 88, just nowhere to go. So that's going to put Michael Spell in there as well. There's the, what number is that? I think that was the 68, I want to say. Just, yeah, unfortunate. You can see from here, just everybody's just trying to find a way to pick their way through here. Just, yeah, not kind of a little bit of an accordion effect, unfortunately. And so everybody's trying to spin around, get righted to get moving forward here again. So it does look like there are a few fast repairs being taken advantage of here. I'm not sure if everybody was able to make it to the pits or not. So you can see the 70, yeah, he's still being towed. So his hope is that he can get that tow and that fast repair before he gets lapped. So I'll see, however, the leaders are in here. So that's going to have pit stops happen right now. So we're just about to be at halfway next time by. So strategy-wise, looks like pretty much all drivers are in here. I think I see one stayed out. I think the 007, yep, 007 may have stayed out here, which he has. So that's going to put him in the lead. Might just be a pit strategy, or it might be just a strategy call here with there being some lap cars. He might be able to get it fixed that way. Looks like the 64s just got out as well of the pits. Take a look as there. Say he may have just driven through. Yeah, looks like he may have just driven through the pit stall that time. But yeah, so with those incidents, it looks like unfortunately Charles Johnson has retired from the race due to his damages. And then it looks like Mark Brown, who's in the 68 car, and then Jim Brooks are both 1 or 2 laps down. Again, waiting on those tows, I believe, for both of those cars. And see 273 as well with significant damage to his car as well. So definitely know what they're looking for. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I want to say look at that 94, see if he's decided to do the repairs or if he's still sticking with what he's got. Looks to me like he's still going with the damage. Yeah, he definitely is, which I'm a little surprised by. Just you could see again how much off the pace he was on the top end there. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out as well. So it's like right now the 007 is currently showing the leader. Looks like he may make his pit stop right now though, which will then put it into the hands of the. I think it might once again be that 64 car. Or no, looks like 64 is pitting right now as well. So I think that probably put it back in the hands of the 67. So we'll take a look here. Yep, sure enough, it'll be back in the hands of Larry Yingling here. So I see the lights are still on the pace car. We are now officially halfway through. And it looks like the lights are actually off on the pace car, so we are on the one to go here. So I'm waiting to see. Like I'm trying to see for the cars that were involved in that incident. Looks like the 76 is back going. Looks like the 68 is back on his way as well. So now it's just waiting to see how many laps down some of these drivers are. Right now I'm showing, I think they both may be 2 laps down. I'll have to wait for everything to cycle through here. I can't quite tell, unfortunately, at the moment. So we'll wait and see how that all shapes out here. However, I say that's 273 as well. They're going to have to kind of hustle around here, make sure they stay on the lead lap, or not stay on the lead, but make sure they actually catch the leaders here before the restart, because let's say they're already entering the tunnel turn here, and some of those drivers are just exiting the pits now or crossing start-finish line. So I believe we're going to have 28 cars of the 30 running are still on the lead lap from what I can tell. I'm saying we just got to the halfway point here at Pocono. So we still got a little ways to go here, so we'll have to kind of see what the plans are here. It looks like everybody has made pit stops under that yellow. Yeah, nobody stayed out on this one. So it's going to be the 67 and the 13 of Larry Yingling and Ryan Kelly will be the front row. Row number 2 is going to be Bud Steele and Levi Cox. So and we'll see what these guys are able to do. Say the 03 has been able to kind of get into this picture. We mentioned also is Kevin Hash. So he's now showing in the 6th position. And then in 5th is Chad Wilkes in that 121. So say pace car's about to pull off here, and we're going to see what these guys are able to do in this restart. Green flag is out, and you can see right there that 13 got a really good start. Got a lot of help as well from the 14. So I think they're both at this point going to be able to clear that 67. Larry, as I said, there he goes. He's going to drop to the bottom here. So it's going to put the 13 of Ryan Kelly in the lead temporarily. As I say, that 14 is going to now jump to the inside to see if he can take the lead. So that's a really good start there for Levi Cox, able to grab the lead here. So as they go through the back stretch. So you see right there, 13 is just staying right to the back bumper of that 14 cars. Again, say they're gonna try to let these tires get a little bit of temperature and everything back in them. So I'm looking also in the pits. It looks like we still have 2 drivers in the pits: the 64 of John Mullins and the 007 of David Adamson. I'm not sure if they're serving penalties or what may be going on there, but we'll have to I'll keep an eye and see if they get back out on track right now. And it looks like Jim Brooks is 1 lap down as things cycle through here, so I believe he may be still in decent shape should another yellow come out, which again, I mean, we're only halfway through, so there's definitely a good chance of having one between now and then. But say up front though, Larry Yingling is going to try to see if he can get this lead again. Couldn't quite get it there off of 1. He's going to hang back here now behind that 14 to Levi Cox, but it looks like up front and just about the top 10 or so, they've really kind of settled out here. Looks like they're kind of taking, I wouldn't say taking it easy by any means, but a little bit of room here. Well, as I said, you see the 9, I believe that was, caught the wall there. Looks like he's able to hang on to those, the Cody Cox. So able to keep it pointed straight, to say no caution. So I mean, that's good news for some drivers, bad news for other drivers, but so that's going to keep things going right now. As there's the 94, we mentioned him, Maxwell Caldwell. Again, still fighting that damage. I say he's trying to hang on to it as best he can, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before he's going to need to use that fast repair. So we'll hop back up front here. So say you got a battle for the lead. Say 67, Larry Yingling's able to get to the inside there of Levi Cox, and that's going to put him now back into the front position there. Move the 14 to second. 13 is still running third. Brian Kelly. Let's say, taking a look on the pit cycles, yeah, it looks like the 64 and the 68 are back on track, as well as the 007 as well. So right now it looks like there are actually 3 cars 1 lap down. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on for as well. If and when there is a yellow, who is going to be in that lucky dog position. So you see right there, a little bit further back there, I think that was the 12 car. So you see a battle here for the 8th position. And that's with the 12 of Robert Richards and then the 08 of John Stathakos. And then right behind them as well, there's a little bit of a battle right in front of the 85 car. So this is the 11 and the 03. So that's Ken Worley and Kevin Hash. I say Ken Worley's had a really good recovery. I say he had that nose piece missing on that car earlier. Got that fast repair and he's back after it here. And that's critical. Again, as I said, if you get caught up in someone else's incident or just make a mistake, I say you still have a couple chances to try to get back into things and kind of salvage your race. So. I'd say it's still a good chance there for that 11 car, see if he can kind of recover here and make a good finish. Say up front though, that 12 now is making a charge here. He's going to try to see if he can get under the 08. Couldn't quite get the exit. You can see right there, lost that momentum. That opens the door now for Ken Worley. He's going to try to take advantage of it. Again, it's like when you make these moves, you got to try to make sure that you get him to go, or else someone else is going to try to jump back after you. So, as I said, you can see, Robert Richards runs it a little bit too deep there in turn 1. That's going to cost him a bunch of time and spots there. He's able to recover here. Say 03 is able to get by him as well, so that's going to drop him back, I believe, to the 10th position there while he was fighting for the 6th spot. So he'll have to kind of regroup and get back after it. But see up front though, actually still have a pretty good battle here between the 14 and the 67. I've been trying to keep an eye on both things, and they're kind of dicing it back and forth. One will lead one lap, then the next will get it, and sometimes even switching kind of mid lap themselves as well. So, but right now though, again, you see Levi Cox in the lead, but as you can see right there on the back bumper of his 14, 14 is going to make that look on the inside here. See if he can make that pass again happen here entering turn one. And just again with the way the drag and the draft of these cars, and say he's going to make that pass happen here. Now let's see if the 67 is able to make a crossover. He can't quite do it. Gets into the back of the 14 car. He's able to keep it straight. Looks like no caution yet. It looks like they're able to keep going there. However, lost a ton of momentum there, and I think that's going to open the door for Ryan Kelly and Bud Steele. That's going to put them now 1 and 2. Really good save there by Levi Cox, able to keep that thing pointed straight. So, I don't think there's any real damage to the car. Just right now, just lost track position for those guys. So we'll say wait for everything to cycle through, see what position they come back out in here once they cross the start-finish line. But right now, your leader now is going to be Bud Steele, kind of the beneficiary of that whole little thing there. He's going to lead this lap here. It's lap 58 of 100, so we got 43 to go. So as things cycle through, that moved Larry Yingling down to the 9th position and Levi Cox into 8th. So you can see, I mean, that dropped them a fair amount of spots, but they're still not that far out of this pack here. And again, you can see this top 7 or so group are all right onto each other again. So there's, I mean, if they start fighting with each other again, it's just going to open the door for those guys to kind of make their way back forward. And again, I don't see that not having. These guys are really fast. You can see already 14's trying to make it happen, couldn't quite get there, try to make a run, couldn't get that pass done. Here they go again, almost looking 3 wide there, entering turn 3. You got the 11, the 6, the 13, the 121. Really tight there off of turn 3. But still hanging on to the lead, but he's about to have his hands full. He's got a lot of company around him here. These kind of battles are going to be what brings those guys back in there. So you can see the 12 is still ahead of those guys. Larry was able to get around Levi, but yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that keep changing positions. As you can see, the 08, I believe, got really loose there off of turn 1. Now, that was John Stathakos again. Able to keep it pointed straight, though, which is the most important thing for him right now. As I say that, Ryan Kelly now looking for the lead, entering the tunnel turn. So he needs to try to make sure he keeps it to the bottom. He does. Right now, he's got the help behind him. He's got the 121. He's got the 11. The 08's going to try the top side here, see if he can make some momentum happen. But Bud's hanging on well on that top side here. He's going to see if he can hang on to the lead. All right, he's got a little bit of momentum from the exit there, so he'll just lead that lap over Ryan Kelly. But right now, it's all depending on where the drafters are. Who's going to go with which driver? So you can see in the back there, you can see Larry Yingling, Levi Cox trying to work their way back forward. Bud gets in a little bit too deep there. That's going to open the door for Ryan Kelly. He's going to move to the lead. See if Chad Wilkes is able to follow through. Can't quite make the pass happen. Now, again, it's going to be all about who's got the push here. Right now, it's going to Bud Steele, so it's going to make it difficult for Chad to complete this pass in the tunnel turn. And sure enough, he backs out of it a little bit. Bud's able to hang on to that second spot as they're all over the back of each other. Out of the tunnel turn, to say everybody's kind of stacking up here. It looks like now it's going to open the door for as they go 3 wide. It's not going to work. Bud's able to hang on to it there. As I say, that caution is out. It may have been behind. Looks like the 35 just out of the tunnel turn. Yeah, there it is. So unrelated incident there brings the yellow out. So, man, these guys were going after there. Let's go back and take a look, see what happened to Art Peck here. You can see right there. I think that's Maxwell Caldwell involved in that as well. Looks like they may have just stacked up here. As you can see the 39 and the 9 right in front of him. So we'll kind of take a look here. Yeah, you can see the 39 is kind of out of the groove, which is kind of just really going to hurt the chances of the 35. He's trying to see if he can stay down there. And then you got the 94 doing the same there, and they just run out of room, basically trying to all stay away from the 39 car. That's going to get them both into the wall there. You guys can see the 35 takes a hard hit, as is the 94. So I think they're both able to get back going again. So you'll see, yeah, 94 is going again. 35, you saw him kind of loop it back around and get going here. That did bring the caution out, however. So I say now I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 94 car is going to have to take one of those faster pairs after that incident as well. But man, that was the standings here. I think the free pass car is going to go to the 76 of Jim Brooks here. Doesn't look like he was involved, and looks like he is ahead of those around him, which was the 64 as well as the 007. So trying to see where, say they're both right there together. And the 76 is a little bit further in front. You can see right there. So I think that's going to open up for him. But as I say that, the pits are open here for the leaders. And so now it's going to be, say this will be pit stops with about just over 40 to go here. So I'm sure they'll need at least one more pit stop to make it to the end. I think it will be about exactly one pit stop that they can make it. So this will definitely be an important stop for these guys to get that track position here. So we'll kind of keep an eye on the leaders here as they go through. And then see who's able to sneak through. Oh, as you see right there, the 14 had overshot his pit stall. He didn't realize it there, so that's going to cost him a bunch of spots. So you see the 121 is going to win the race off of pit row. Looks like the 13 and the 11 as well. There goes the 14. That's going to really hurt him, though, on that. So you see the 13 drop to the bottom here. I'm wondering he may have sped on the pits. If that's the case, too, that's going to be a whole bunch of position changes here under this caution. So we'll wait to see how everything cycles through as well, like I mentioned. I think it looks like everybody took 2 tires. I'm trying to double check on the pit times here. So you see the 121, yeah, 14's, yeah. So it looks like everybody took 4 tires, no 2 tire strategies or anything like that at this point in the race. So we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on seeing everything else. So then I see the 76, yep, there's Jim Brooks. He's back on the lead lap here, so that's going to put now 29, looks like 27 cars on the lead lap. It just depends on the 007 and the 64 here. I believe they're right now in the wave around positions, as is the 68, or does he may still be on the lead lap, just hasn't pitted yet. So the 64 and the 007 right now, they're on the tail end of the lead lap, so should they decide to stay out here, they can get the wave around. Just depends on if they're going to pit here and kind of stay on the same tire and fuel strategy, or if they want to try to risk it here, bank on a yellow to get their lap back this way. And again, Pocono's a track where you can do, if they can still make it on one stop, I think I would be doing the wave around for sure. I think that's definitely the best option there for those guys. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how that all pans out here. So I'm going to wait for everything to cycle through on the pit stops. So it looks like it's going to still be, like, say, yeah, the 121 of Chad Wilkes will be our leader on this restart. In second place is going to be Ken Worley in the 11. So you see him right behind. Brandon Clark in third, Larry Yingling in the 67 in fourth, and then John Stathakos in fifth in that 08 car. So Ken Worley's had a really good recovery from that earlier incident. He's back into the mix of this one as well. Trying to take a look. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Kelly must have had a pit penalty, because I say he's all the way at the back of this group right now. So unfortunately, I think he may have sped on the pits. And then the other one I want to check on is the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, and he still has that damage. I'm honestly a little still surprised that he wouldn't have got that repaired yet. Because I feel like at this point in the race, this is about where, especially if they have the 2 fast repairs, I don't think he's used them yet. Unless maybe he had some slight damage that those fast repairs took care of right off the bat, so he's out of them. But yeah, that's something if I'll have to try to find out about later on in the race here. But that's really unfortunate for him, because he's been having such a good run, and he was definitely a contender for the win here. So we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to step away for just a moment, get some water. I'll definitely keep it on front with the leaders here. We'll keep an eye on what the strategies are for those. Looks like there's going to be a few wave rounds, and then I'll join you guys here before we go back to green. All right, lights are off on the pace car. They're going through the tunnel turn right now. Say we're on lap 64 of 100. Say we'll be coming to green with 36 to go. Say looks like there's a few that decided to try this top off game. I say we mentioned those wave rounds. They have indeed taken advantage of that. So you've got the 64 and the 007 back on the lead lap right now. Mark Brown is 2 laps down in the 68 car. So he's going to try to see if he can maybe find some more opportunities to get his laps back as well. But up front though, it's going to be that 121 and the 11 here. We're going to see what they're able to do here on this restart. Say again, we're going to restart with 36 to go. Green flag is back in the air. Really good start there by the 120. He gets a huge shot there from the 85 of Brandon Clark. That's going to give him a little bit of a boost, but it looks like right now the 67 is pretty much locked on that bumper of the 11 of Ken Worley. So that's going to be also a benefit for them. You can see right now they enter turn one side by side there. As I said, that 85 gives the 121 a bit of a shot, able to keep it straight for the moment. Still going straight, but you can see right now they are all spread out right now, all trying to find that right position. But all that jockeying, though, that really opened up the door here for Ken Worley. He's going to take advantage, going to take the lead here into the tunnel turn. And you see that, behind them there's a crash there. A couple more cars. They're still wrecking here as they go through the tunnel turn. There's a bunch of them involved. It looks like almost like 2 or 3 separate wrecks there. So I saw that the 83, the 12 was involved. Let's go back and take a look here. Looks like that might be right around the 88 might be the first one with Michael Spell. So we'll take a look, make sure there's nothing else going on around him. Let's see, he's right at that left rear quarter. Actually, looks like it might be the 39 even. Oh, it was 08 actually. Let's go over to him. Let's see. That looks like that's where it all started from. Oh, okay, I see it right there. So it looks like the 83 and the 7 and the 83 and the 08. You can see right there, 83 gets in just a little bit too hot, washes up, catches the 08. He starts going around. And now it's just everybody's trying to react and figure out a way through. You can see him sliding. There's the 10. Nowhere to go, just drills him in the door. And then I'll say a little bit further down here is 39. He gets a hard shot. And so then the 13 or 83 and the 12 made contact as well here. And that's going to start involving a few other cars. Oh, you can see the 50. David Leclerc had to make some evasive action there to avoid that. So they're still checking up here. 76 and the 94 just squeak by. So I want to ride on board here with the 76. He was kind of in the middle of both of those. Let's go on board here. We'll go full speed as well to get the full effect here to see what he was seeing on this caution. So you see the first slide happen there. He keeps it to the bottom. Oh my goodness, you see him. Thinks you're clear. Oh, here's another one. You see this 12 coming by. Just sneaks through. May have caught a little bit of damage on that right side. So you can't really see anything. We'll take a look on the right rear. Looks pretty clean. He may have gotten away with it there. So you don't want to mess up that shiny paint job again, I'm sure. So looks like he's able to sneak by that one, but that was a close call. But yeah, say a bunch of cars involved in that one. So saying pit stops are actually ongoing right now. Looks like a handful pitted, handful stayed out. Race leader Ken Worley has stayed out, but you've got the 67 of Larry Yingling, Brandon Clark, Levi Cox. They had all pitted. The 10 had pitted as well. Let's see who else is in there. Yeah, pretty mixed bag right now of those that pitted versus didn't pit. I'm not sure if this will put them in a window or not to make it from here. I don't feel it's possible, but again, the less fuel you have to take on these stops, maybe you do a 2-tire stop and that'll save you some track position. Should it go green? Right now I think it's kind of a battle between pit strategy versus track position. It's kind of what we're looking at right now with the leaders here. So I'll kind of wait and see here, but I believe that should give the 68 of Mark Brown a lap back should he have not been involved there. I'm not sure if he was or not. So hopefully he'll be able to get one of those laps back though. But until then, we'll step away again for just a moment, and then we'll get back here once we're on the one to go, and I'll update you with it where everybody is position-wise, and then on the pit stop cycle-wise. All right, lights are off on the pace car. And so on the strategy front here, you've got the top 9 did not pit on that last caution. And say Jim Brooks in the 76, he actually pitted, he topped off on that one to go, so he's got a little bit more fuel than those around him. And then for those that just made their pit stops here under this most recent yellow, David Leclerc will be the first one of those that pitted. However, he took fuel only, so he's got slightly older tires still as well. And then from Larry Yingling in the 67 on back, they all took 4 tires for the most part. So it got a little bit of a mixed bag, about a 5 lap difference or so between the tires and fuel for the top 9 from 10th on back. So I don't think it'll be as big of a difference as we've seen for some of these other ones, but we'll definitely see though how things all shake out here. But right now, though, it's going to put Ken Worley, though, in the lead, controlling this restart. He's got Chad Wilkes to his outside, who's been really strong all night. Bud Steele's in 3rd, and then Matt Quick's made a really nice recovery there in the 4th position in that 38 car. So we'll just kind of have to see how things pan out here. We're going to restart here on. Going to come to lap 70 right now at the start-finish line with 31 laps to go. So green flag is back in the air. You can see right now the 121 got a really good start. They had to back off a little bit there. I'm not sure if he was trying to make sure he didn't beat the 11 to the line. But you can see now everybody's starting to kind of jump around trying to find what the preferred line is going to be. It's going to open the door here for the 11 and the 6. They're going to go by the 121. So now he's got his hands full of the 232. The 76 ran way wide there in turn 1. He's going to have to try to recover from that.
But that's going to definitely open the door for a bunch of those guys. You can see them start kind of sneaking on by here. So we're going to wait and see how things cycle through as they're looking right now. So it's going to, Budsteel's going to try to take the lead, but say Chad Wilkes is going to see if he can force it 3 wide here. Actually, Ken Worley got a really good exit. Oh, Budsteel runs it deep there into turn 3. He's going to hang on to it here. So that's going to keep him in the second position. Right behind them, though, they're starting to really dice it out again. So they're trying to catch what number some of these guys are in because they're all over the place there. You see the 13 here. Looks like the 94 finally used one of those fast repairs. I guess he did have one left. He was just trying to make me stress out about it, I believe. I'm not sure, but looks like that car is back repaired again. So see if he has some speed. We'll move back up front here. Let's see. Jump over to the 67. See, he's moved a little bit forward here. See, they kind of split up into 2 groups here. You got the front 4, and then about a second back is 5th on back here. So say right now, that's going to be the goal for these guys, is to try to kind of chase these guys back down here. Leading the charge of this group looks like it might be the 14. Yeah, let me cycle through here a little bit. Be the 14 of Levi Cox, which he's already doing a really good job of kind of bringing that gap down. And you can see Larry Yingling's right there with the 88 right behind him of Michael Spell. So you got Jim Brooks in there, and then you have that 232 of Dustin Dewar. So we'll see what these guys are able to do. And then you got James Ledford hanging out right behind them. So you can see that when they gotta be careful making those runs, because they push up too much. You see the 232 gets a little bit too high. He's gotta be careful. It's really bouncy down there. Able to keep it straight. I don't know how. That's a really good job there by 232. Keep it pointed in the right direction. But say back up front, though, looks like they're starting to get dicey again here. For the lead, it looks like Bud Steele's now moved his way up into the front. Chad Wilkes is going to try to follow through. He's got Matt Quick pushing him. And then you can see already Levi Cox has joined this fight, so he's made a really good use of those fresh tires there. Oh, his 121's pushing up off of 3. That's going to give a lot of momentum here for that 14 car. He's going to try to see if he can make it happen. All that momentum that's now given an advantage back to the 11 of Ken Worley. He's going to have the advantage here going into turn 1s as they're looking at 3 wide entering turn 1 behind him. Able to get it back pointed straight. Looks like they're going to kind of got it gathered up right now. Now it's Bud Steele and then the 14 Levi Cox. They're fighting for that second position here. So all of them have drafting help right on the back. You can see Jim Brooks joining the battle, as is Larry Yingling. He's made it into this group as well. So now it's just going to be try to get that position you need to do. I think right now we mentioned the 14. He's been quick all day. He's got slightly fresher tires. This is the time for him to take advantage of it. And then Chad Wilkes is going to try to see if he can follow through. Just doesn't quite have what he needs yet. And then right behind him, that 67 Larry Yingling. He's going to try to get by Matt Quick here. And again, he's on the same strategy of that 14 of Levi Cox. So that's going to be his goal, is to stick with that 14 car, because that's going to be, I think, where you're going to have to really focus. Because, right there you can see that 14 car gained 3 spots on the last lap. So, that's a big jump for him right there. So 67 still working on that 38 of Matt Quick. Hasn't quite got it yet. Right now the draft isn't on his side right now. He's actually losing a bit of momentum there. As you can see, he's going to try to jump back in line here. And just has to try to really hit his marks here in the tunnel turn, see if he can get the exit speed he needs. Which right now everybody's actually kind of settled in here. So everybody's doing a really good job of running the lines that they need to run, and just try to manage everything that they can. So kind of keep an eye on things as they go. But yeah, right now Ken Worley. Oh, as I say, right behind them, they're gonna have another caution here. So there's the 88 involved, and I couldn't tell as there's more cars involved here as well. I think it was maybe the 08 was also one of the initial ones that was in that. Let's go back and take a look. I think it was the 08 and the 88. Yeah, you can see it right there. Just looks like the 08 just really washed up, unfortunately, into the 88 there of Michael Spell. And just nothing he could do, unfortunately. And then from there, just looks like, yeah, some of the other guys just didn't have any. Just kind of unfortunately, just kind of piled in there. There's just not a lot of time to react. Right there, you see it just sliding up. Wasn't quite clear of them. That's just going to drill them both into the wall. And then you can see right behind those guys. So I know the 83 was right there with the 48. And just nowhere for them to go. So they tried to get slowed down here. He's able to miss the first car, but it just catches the back of the 88, which then hits the 48. Just yeah, just no luck unfortunately on that situation there for those guys in that incident. Still bouncing off of each other here. Let's go back to the '08. Looks like everybody else was able to sneak through okay here. Yeah, it looks like that was pretty much the majority of the incident there. I wasn't sure if there's any more cars that were kind of got caught up in it. But yeah, definitely some cars with some fair amount of damage there. So say we'll move it back up front here and see if I think we're gonna see some more pit strategies here. I'm thinking they might be either in the window now or really close to it. So I think you might see some two tire stops, maybe some fuel only as well again. So we'll kind of wait and see how that goes here. But I say the 11 is gonna be the first one in, and then the other guys are gonna be moving all the way more towards the front here. So I say Ken Worley started 28th position, so he's made a really good charge up through here. So let's see if he's going for 2 or if that's going to be 4. Yep, he's going for 4. So we'll take a look now up front, see what these guys are planning on. See one already heading out there. That was the 9. Let's see if make sure if he took tire. Oh, you see if 13 missed his pit stall there, or may have gotten hooked there on pit entry, unfortunately. Let's have him go to the 9. No, it looks like the 9 may have just driven through the pits on that most recent yellow here. 007 did stay out of David Adamson, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that as well. See if he's going with a different strategy than these guys, or maybe we'll see what he's got planned here. So we'll let everything cycle through again, and we'll say once we get that one to go, I'll catch you guys back up and see what the plan is for all these drivers here going to the end. All right, so they're coming through. They just went by the tunnel turn. So yeah, you got right now the 14 Levi Cox is going to be restarting in the lead. 11 of Ken Worley right next to him. And say it looks like for pretty much everybody, it looks like pretty much just 4 tires and fuel here. So we're going to restart with 22 to go. And I'm going to say that these guys can probably make it to the end now on tires and fuel. So we'll see if any strategy comes out as things progress here. But I'll say right now, though, we're going to be watching that 14 and then the 11 and see what kind of restarts these guys can get. See right there, 14 is getting through the gears really well there. It looks like he might even be able to clear the 11 just barely there on the front stretch. So say you're going to see, I was saying that way he'll be able to get that ideal arc there entering turn 1 here. Now it's going to be a fight for the second position. Oh, 11 runs it a little bit too deep there. It's going to open the door for the 121. Oh, they're going to be squeezed. Oh, it's not going to end well. There's a big wreck there off of turn 1. You can see all sorts of cars there involved. Let's say the Ken Worley, I think I saw. Unfortunately, Larry Yingling was involved as well. So we'll go back and take a look. Yeah, just unfortunately, I think just cars going for the same position there. Just nothing that they could do about that one. So let's go back and take a look here. But looked like it really started with that 67 and the 11 here. So you can see as they come through here. So you see that right now they're pretty much 3 wide, it looks like. And so you're going to see right now the 38. Yeah, you see the 38, the 67, the 11. They're coming through. And just 67 was not quite clear. And then from there, just unfortunately, it was just on from there. Say, see if. Oh my goodness, I would say we're going to ride on board with that 76 car again. I think he just dodged a bullet there. They barely were able to sneak through. So I'm trying to take a look at some of the cars that were a little bit further back there. That's all jumped through already. Oops, let me go back a little bit. There we go. Oh, you see the 03, the 12. There's the 6. There's the 11 catching the air. Oh my goodness. 94. It looks like he may have just. So I'll have to keep a look on the 94 as well. You can see how sideways he got there trying to get through there, but that was definitely a big one. So let's go back. I say we're going to look at the 94 and the 76 because both of those guys had some. Looks like it may have been able to sneak through here. It's right on board again with the 76. I say I think he just snuck through this one. Oh my goodness. I say if you've ever seen kind of what do you call it, the waters parting there, that's about the best you can get. I think the 13 may have also been able to sneak through that one as well here. Let's hop on board with him as well. Let's say he was right in the middle of that also. Yeah, some really close calls with these guys. So the last one we're going to check is that 94. He was a little further back here as Maxwell Caldwell. Let's see if he was able to make this through. Because say he saw, I'm pretty sure he saw a lot of the stuff. You can actually see right now the 13's right there with him. Oh my goodness, actually it looks like he may have got a Phantom 4. So he may have lucked out on that one. So he caught the 11, but I don't think it gave him damage from it. So really lucky break there for that 794 of Maxwell. So I've been the beneficiary of that myself sometimes, and yeah, so judging by the car, it looks like he's got away with it there. So really lucky break there for that 94. I'd say unfortunately not so much for the 11 of Ken Worley. He definitely took a shot there on that one. Let's say so. Say, will everything cycle through here? We're gonna have obviously some people getting some damage repairs, some fast repairs. I say, unfortunately, I think that one may have definitely done some damage. I say, so our cars out of the race have definitely increased now. So Jack Walls is out, Michael Spell, John Stathakos, Art Peck, John Mullins. Those drivers are all look to be officially out of this race. And we definitely have some drivers that are now also had to take a tow and are 1 lap down. I'll wait for those to all update completely, but it looks like it's going to be Corey Lane, Ken Worley, James Ledford, Eric Laurie, and possibly Larry Yingling as well. So we'll wait till everything completely cycles through, but I have a feeling that's what we're going to be seeing here. So looks like we're going to be down to about 18, maybe 18 or so cars on the lead lap once we get this restart going again here in a few more laps. So I'll step away again for just a moment. Keep an eye on the leaders here, and I'll get back to you once we get to the one to go. right, so they're coming through the tunnel turn here with 1 to go. Lights are off on the pace car. So it looks like the top 10 all stayed out there. And then from 11th to 11th to 19th all went ahead and made a pit stop under that yellow. And like mentioned, those that are a lap down are Eric Laurie, Larry Yingling, and James Ledford. Looks like Ken Worley has retired from the race as well. So unfortunately for him, I say he had a really good run going until that last restart there. Just I'd say kind of everything getting a little more aggressive, and that's just kind of the nature of how those things go sometimes. But pace car is off. It puts it back into the hands of the 14 and 121 here. Green flag's out. So you can see right now the bottom line's a little bit more established. You can see that 38 is pretty close to the 1476 right behind him. And up top there's only the 2 cars. And so we'll see where the momentum lies. Let's say right now the goal is going to be not to overdrive turn 1 here. Make sure you hit your marks here. Get that strong exit. As I say, that 76 and the 6 get a little bit tight with each other. They're able to kind of stay off. But right now, though, as you see, there's one hit. Oh my goodness, who was that? That was the 12, I think, unfortunately. Robert Richards. Yeah, so he took a shot there, so that's going to bring the caution back out here. Let's take a look and see what happened there. It was a little bit further towards the back. Looks like he may have just got loose. Don't know if he got any help there or not from the 67. Oh, looks like he actually caught the apron a little bit there. And that's almost a surefire way to get that thing to upset the car. And so I'm thinking maybe while he was trying to catch it, maybe the 67 got to him. No, I think he just got loose. Let's wait and see as we get through here. Yeah, he's already hit any round, so I think he just got loose there. You'll see he tries to correct it, but once he hits that inside wall, that's just going to throw him back on up across the track here in front of traffic here. Just misses the 0-3, 44 sneaks by on the inside. There's the 9. Looks like he also just barely squeaks by there, so I think, let's say James Ledford trying to make sure he gets around there. James catches the inside wall, just guessed the wrong way, unfortunately, where Robert was going to be. So that's unfortunate there for him as well. However, so I think that looks like that ended the night there for the 12 of Robert Richards. So now the question is going to be for the free pass position, who is in the spot for it? So right now it's looking like it could be the 071 because he is 1 spot ahead of Larry Yingling. And let's say, not a shot at Larry, but I'm sure there's a lot of drivers right now that are going to be happy if it was the 071 instead of the 67, because again, Larry's won these last 2 races here, so they're gonna, one of those things like you're gonna kind of smell blood in the water, and they're gonna want to try to take advantage of that when they can here. So we'll wait and see for how that all cycles through, but at the moment that looks like what is gonna be here. Move up front again. Let's see, because I thought I saw. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'm seeing it wrong or maybe a connection issue, but I'm showing Matt Quick, who was in the 3rd position, showing him out of the race. Not sure if he retired or if maybe a connection issue. That would be definitely unfortunate. And looks like a few takers, a few takers on pit road. Looks like Brandon Clark and Cody Cox have pitted here. Otherwise, everybody else has stayed out. I'm sure now that they're for sure good to go to the end. So we'll just let things out. Saying there, yep, here comes the 071. He's going to get his lap back here. So I think we're going to restart with about 13 or 12 or 13 to go, most likely. So again, I'll step away here for a moment while we're under yellow, and then we'll jump back here with the 1 to go for the remaining just over 10 laps. All right, we're back here at Pocono. So lights are off on the pace car coming through the tunnel turn. Looks like it's going to be still Levi Cox and Chad Wilkes holding up the front row. Second row is going to be Jim Brooks and Bud Steele. In row 3, you've got Gabe Butler and David Leclerc. And then in row 4, you've got Maxwell Caldwell and Ryan Kelly. So that's the top 8 right now. We mentioned Maxwell earlier. I mean, he's been strong. He just had that damage early on. Wasn't using. I don't know if he wasn't using the faster pair or what was happening there, but car looks like it's back in business now. Got the power down. So we'll see if he's able to make a charge here back on the. They're going to come to green here with 12 laps to go. However, again, it's going to be the 14 and the 22 that lead the way here. So we'll see what they're able to do. Green flag is out. 121 gets a really good jump there. He's got a huge push as well from Bud Steele in the 6. That's going to be enough to get the 121, I think, around into the lead entering turn 1 here. Bud may not be able to make it all the way through, but that's a really big. That's what Chad Wilkes wanted to have happen there. That was a really good restart there. See the one there of Gabe Butler trying to make that top work. Oh, as they get really tight there off the exit there. So you got the 94 Maxwell Caldwell trying to see if he could squeeze through there. He winds up kind of falling in behind the 76 of Jim Brooks here. They're going to 2x2 here through the tunnel turn. So you see the 76 runs it really deep, catches the wall. Unfortunately, I saw the 50 there take a shot on the inside wall. He's flipping and say we got a caution out. So that 50 car though, oh my, he's still flipping. He's flipping all the way down the backstretch here. Finally able to get it gathered back up. Well, he's still got an engine, so if he has a faster pair, he might be able to get back out there again. So let's go ahead and take a look here and see. I think it was kind of two separate incidents. Unfortunately, I think the 76 is definitely going to need to get some damage repair done to that car. So let's take a look here. Okay, I'm trying to find it. There we go. So we'll take a look here as he's coming off of 2. You can see he's starting to wash up right there. You can see the incident happening right there behind him as well with the 13. Let's go with the 50 here. Yeah, 13 one just takes the shot and then from there just hits the wall so hard, just throws the car over, and then from there he's just barrel rolling down the backstretch. So that's a big shot there for David. Say he made it to the. I think he made it to the pits. I'll have to double check if he had the tow or not. If that's the case, though, if he was able to make it in and get the repair done, it looked like he was under power initially. So we'll take a look and see here. I'm not sure if he had to take a tow. Yeah, looks like he did. So he's back in the pits here himself. Looks like he may or not, but let's jump back now over to the 121 now, who's shown as our leader.
Apologies.
Alright, apologies for that. My one microphone died in the middle of all that, and so I've done a switch to one that's not working great, but is still working. I'll say while I was messing that, say obviously yellow came out here, so I'm gonna adjust my volumes. It looks a little loud. Alright. Let's go back and take a look what happened. Unfortunately, it looks like it involved the 6 of Bud Steel. Oh, definitely involved the 6 of Bud Steel there. Let's go back and take a look, see what happened here, guys. Oh, also the 232 it looks like. So let's take a look. Look, 232 is on the inside, on the exit of turn 3 here. Looks like Bud might be washing. Oh, Bud washes up, catches the wall, hits the 232. That's going to throw them both down on inside of the track. Both of them take a hard shot. Looks like Bud ricochets. Oh, here comes the 67, Larry Yingling. I think he just may have squeaked through there. You see a few more. Oh, there's one more getting into Bud Steel there. Let's hop over to. There's a 232. Let's hop over to that 67 because that was a moment there. Let's go on board here. So I think he barely squeaked through here. Take a look. Let's see, right there's the incident. Oh my goodness, what a save by Larry Yingling there. That was a moment there for him. So able to keep it pointed straight though. It looks like able to get away with it as well. So that's definitely a kind of able to sneak away from that one. But yeah, so that's saying I say again, he so saves him some damage. Is still in the running for all this. I believe I say there. Here comes James Ledford. He's gonna get the free pass here in the 48 car. So that's gonna put him back on the lead lap, and that's gonna put 19 cars on the lead lap here. And we're gonna restart within. I'd say this could be a green-white checker finish. I'm not sure at this point. This could be our first green-white checker, or it might be kind of its a do-it-yourself, if you will, green-white checker finish here. So we'll have to keep an eye and see on that. So we still got a few drivers trying to get their damage repaired. I think Bud Steel looks like he may have had to take a tow, or just might be having damage needing to be repaired on that car. Definitely not in good shape here. But up front though, we've got the 121 still. Chad Wilkes, he's still leading this one. However, again, the cast is starting to change again just a little bit. So you've got Levi Cox in the 14 in second. That's been pretty much status quo for the most recent part of the race. But right behind them now you've got Maxwell Caldwell in the 3rd position. He's made a really good charge after having that early damage. Ryan Kelly now is up into 4th. Brendan Clark has moved up into the 5th position here. So as I said, they've made a really good gains. We've mentioned Jim Brooks with that damage. I think that might be hurting him still. Actually, you can see that 85 also has some right front damage here as well. Behind him, the 68 of Mark Brown. He's made a really good charge as well. I believe at one point he may have been 1 or 2 laps down. I'm not sure. So he's had a really nice recovery. You've got the 9 of Cody Cox in the 8th position, and then 9th is the 03 of Kevin Hash. And then you see the 071, Eric Laurie, the 273 there of Michael Goodman, and then Gabe Butler in the 1. And then right behind him is Larry Yingling, who got that most recent lucky dog. Just squeezed through that incident, able to get away from not being involved in it. So really close calls for some of those guys. And then it looks like Bud Steel still is in the pit, so that's going to put him now a lap down. I'm not sure if he's got too much damage repair, maybe towing, I'm not sure. So I'll have to keep an eye there as well. But let's say up front though, it's still that 121 of Chad Wilkes. So once again, I don't think we're at the 2 to go yet. So I'm going to step away here and I'll get back on the 1 to go and try to kind of tweak my microphone here a little bit. Alright, lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to get back after it here in just a moment here. I'll say we'll kind of see what this slightly different cast of characters, what they've got in store for us. But say right now though, Chad Wilkes has definitely had the restarts he's needed, but he's going to have his hands full, I think, now with that 94 right behind him of Maxwell Caldwell. He's been quick, like I said, all night. He just had some of that damage early. Now he's back in position here. And I believe, yeah, we are going to restart here with 2 to go. So this will basically be kind of an unofficial green-white checker, if you will. So we'll wait and see if they're able to make that happen or not on this one. And say otherwise, again, here at Area 51 Racing League, they do have the 3 green-white checkers. So that is an option should that come into play here. So we'll wait and see though. Say wait for the pace car to go off and say once hit the start finish line, they're gonna go see the 13 is ready to go. Gives that 14 a shot. And I don't know if he may have gotten too good of a start there. So it's something that they might have to, unfortunately, the Adams may have to look at there because he's set sail at this point. That 14 is gone. I say he took a shot from Ryan Kelly and that just off he went there. So. I say it's not something that I can be. I said that's just where I'm seeing here. I'm not behind the admin desk there, so I can't make much commentary on that part of it. But right now, though, that's going to put the 14 though of Levi Cox in the lead here. 121 of Chad Wilkes in second. Third right now is a really good fight here between Ryan Kelly and then Maxwell Caldwell. Looks like Maxwell's going to get it here entering the tunnel turn. As we get to the turn 3, though, you can see, oh, right there, the 14 is blocking that inside there. It's going to make Chad Wilkes go the high side. However, it could compromise the exit there for the 14, so we'll see what the 121's able to do here. So he gets a pretty good run. This is where we're going to see the protecting is as they're fighting, though. You can see that 94 had a really good run there. They're going 3 wide, possibly. You can see right there, they're going 3 wide for the lead here. Got one way up high by the wall. He's going to try to see if let these two fight and do the crossover. Can't quite make it happen, though. Say Chad Wilkes is able to get there. Say we are on the white flag here, 1 to go right now. You see the 14, the 121, and the 13. Oh, as they touch right there, 14 and 121 here, trying to enter the tunnel turn. Say I'm almost wondering right now if you're the 94 Maxwell Caldwell, you let these guys kind of get a little crazy here yourself and take care of them. As I say that though, he's trying to make something happen, trying to find any way around these guys, just hasn't found it yet. Oh, as he goes way too deep there into turn 3, that's going to open the door there for Chad Wilkes in the 121. It's like he's going to come around here and take the win. Right behind him, oh, the 85 tried to make a late charger, couldn't quite do it. It's like the 38 of Ryan Kelly is able to pull off that 3rd place finish there. Yeah, they just got really aggressive there at the end there. So yeah, the top 3 is going to be Chad Wilkes there, Brendan Clark in 2nd, Ryan Kelly in 3rd, Mark Brown in 4th, and then it looks like Levi Cox is going to wind up in the 5th position here. So let's go back and take a look though at that last incident there at the end here. Let's see, there we are. Let me get back there. It's a little quicker to do it this way at this point. Alright, so let's go to the 94 here. See if we can find a better angle on this one. You can see right there, he just sends it in really deep, catches the 14 car. So that opens the door for the 85, the 13, you see the 68 as well. They all jump to the bottom here. So 14 lost a lot of momentum on that situation. 94 is down in the grass, trying to save it, able to hang on to it there. And then from there, it said the 85 tried to make the charge, just couldn't quite do it. As you see 121 and say the 13 and 68 there. So yeah, so that's going to be the top 3 here. Say we'll jump over to the 13 of Ryan Kelly. Say I believe I saw him in Discord. We'll take a look here, get an interview with him there. There he is. Let's bring him on over here. Say pulling up the 3rd place finisher here, Ryan Kelly. That was very aggressive there at the end there. Everybody's jockeying for a position. Say it just seemed like kind of the opportunity kind of opened itself, just couldn't quite get what you needed to at the very end there. But say take us through those that last restart there. What was your game plan going into it? Well, so that's kind of the way it played out. It seemed like there. Did you have any other strategies, or just kind of like root for them to slip up that way you could make a charge at them? Yeah, saying definitely noticed a lot of drafting just with the drag and the down and the downforce and then the lower horsepower on these cars. Was that kind of just part of it too? You just couldn't get away from each other just because of how much the draft played a role in it. So well, you're able to hang on to the a third place finish here tonight at Poconos. Want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shout outs you'd like to give for your finish tonight. All right, so you have a third place finisher, Ryan Kelly. So take a look here, pull up now the second place finisher of Brandon Clark. Say in the 85 car, able to try to make that last ditch charge there off of four. Just didn't quite have the momentum to catch Chad there, but say looks like you're able to kind of salvage a good finish there. I say see a little bit of damage on that car, but I say take us through your night. I say was there anything that stood out for you mostly during the race? Yeah, I say sometimes it's nice when the luck goes your way. I say obviously you got to put yourself in that position, but I say luck always definitely plays a role in it. Um, I'll say with those restarts, were you kind of just any game plan going into, or just kind of try to go where the momentum took you, or what were you thinking going into those last ones? No, so you did the best you could on that one. Say like I said, a slightly damaged car, but able to pull off a second place finish here, and want to give you an opportunity here for any thanks and shouts like to give though for your finish tonight. All right, so look forward to catching you again. Say good second place finisher here, and I'll say I'll definitely catch you next week. All right, we're gonna jump over now to our race winner here in the 121 of Chad Wilkes. Say he's done a pretty good job. I say talked to him recently in the Indy cars, and say get a chance now to talk to you in the Cup cars. So I say things are going pretty well for you so far this week. Say you'll have to take us through and say actually I have to make sure my audio. I think unfortunately I haven't been picking up your guys' recordings here. I just switched headsets midway through. Let me switch this here real quick. All right, let me have you take over again here. It should be working now. But yeah, so say take us through. Say I mean you had control in those last couple of restarts. I say did you have any like official strategy on what you're going to try to do, or is it just basically just go as hard as you could and hopefully keep those guys behind you?
Yeah, I mean, once it got that far in the race, it was going as hard as I could, and I'd had I was very up and down on restarts. I'm usually terrible on restarts, and I'd had a couple good ones when I was second. Um, but then I was when once I got back leading, I had two really bad ones, and that last one was really bad. I started first and lost the lead. So no, but I mean, once it gets that late in the race, it's go as hard as you can go, and the tire fall off wasn't really bad throughout the whole race, so I knew we were going to be able to push it pretty hard. And but yeah, those last two laps were a blast. I mean, it's really as fun as I've had racing. And even the whole race. I mean, the beginning, that first long green flag run, I think four of us had kind of got away and raced in a pack and were dicing back and forth a good bit. And Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, I was definitely noticing that as well as like yourself, and I think it was like Larry and Levi
Yep.
and Maxwell. You guys were really dicing it up. It was really exciting to watch from where I was sitting too. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun watching that one. And like I said, and then that towards the end, then you had to just pretty much worry about those restarts. But again, I mean, the track like Pocono, you got to really nail your marks down there. So you did everything you needed to there to get the win though tonight. So just want to give you the opportunity again for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for the win tonight.
Yeah, just thanks to Area 51 again for the host and for all the drivers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, when we were pack racing, it was amazing how close we could get and side drafting and blocking and doing everything else. And for the most part, that front group up there really never hit each other. So yeah, thanks to them, and it was a blast.
All right, so there you have it from your race winner, Chad Wilkes, in that 121. So able to get the win here tonight at Pocono. So we're gonna go ahead and get you the unofficial or the results for the race here. So I believe we'll pull it up here in just a second. There we are. And so again, so say we just talked. I said, unfortunately, I apologize for the technical difficulties on the interviews with Ryan Kelly and Brandon Clark. My microphone died mid race there, so I had to switch over, and I didn't quite have everything transferred back over correctly. So, yeah, so I'll definitely have this repaired for the future races. But say so, your top 10 here though is going to be Chad Wilkes winning tonight, Brandon Clark in second, Ryan Kelly third, Mark Brown in fourth, Levi Cox in fifth, Larry Yingling coming home in sixth, Kevin Hash in seventh, Jim Brooks eighth, Michael Goodman in the ninth position, and then Maxwell Caldwell rounds out the top 10. And so as we go through here, you'll see the 11th through 20th positions. Say some of those guys, unfortunately, did not have the nights they were looking for. Just kind of got caught up in some incidents towards the end. And then, yeah, just say it was a little bit of attrition for sure during this one here. Saying same thing, 21st through 30th. You can see where these guys came through here. Definitely had some drivers that were having some good runs again. Also, same thing, just caught wrong place, wrong time. I say Ken Worley had a really good recovery and then got caught up in it. Same thing with the 08 of John Stathakos, so unfortunately there for him as well. And rounding out the finishing orders here, say Charles Johnson unfortunately got caught up in those earlier incidents as well. And then I think we had a couple that dropped out early, like I said, with Zach Borman and Raymond Rittenauer. However, so that is the results here for tonight. Again, this is the Area 51 Racing League here. Tonight was the Cup Series at Pocono on Green White Checkered TV. Hope you all enjoyed the race, and look forward to catching you all next week again with the Indy cars on Tuesday and then the Cup cars here on Thursday. So for myself, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, and hope you all take care and have a wonderful evening. Good night.